Sometimes, the most fragile lives are the ones that face the biggest battles. A baby's first breath should be a beginning, not a fight for survival. But what if the innocent life was never truly alone? What if deep inside her tiny body, something was growing, something unexplainable, and something terrifying?
That was the case of a baby girl who was born in Kowloon, Hong Kong in mid-2015. Doctors first noticed something strange during her ultrasound. There were two shadows inside her tiny belly. At first, they feared that this might be a tumor, but then one of the doctors leaned in closer and whispered, "Wait, are those arms?" The mother had just gone through a painful and complicated labor, and she hadn't even held her daughter yet when the hospital called her back in. "There's something unusual," they said to her. The doctor gently took her aside and said, "Your baby is pregnant." "What? Pregnant? But she was just born," she asked. Within days, the newborn baby girl, barely the size of her mother's arm, was rushed into surgery. Inside her tiny stomach were two tiny fetuses. Each one of them had arms, legs, spines, and even ribcages. And if the doctors didn't remove them quickly, they could have crushed her organs and ended her life before it even began. The mother waited outside the surgical room, barely breathing. Her husband held her trembling hands. She was just born. Why is she already fighting for her life? But no one had answers. All they could do was wait, hope, and pray. After over 3 hours, the surgeon stepped out. "She is alive," he said. But then, he hesitated. What he was about to say had never been spoken to a mother in the entire history of that hospital. Inside the baby's stomach were two partially formed human fetuses. Not parasites, not tumors. Fetuses. They had fingers, eyelids, one even had fingernails. But neither had hearts or brains, and they could have never lived on their own. Doctors believe that this was a rare condition called fetus in fetu, where a twin begins forming inside the body of the other. Only about 1 in 500,000 babies are born this way, and in most cases, it isn't discovered until years later. But the little girl was lucky. The surgeons removed both fetuses successfully, and she survived. And as she grew up, she never remembered what had once lived inside her. Her parents never told her, but her medical records will always hold the truth. She was born, carrying her own unborn sibling.